Hello and welcome to another episode of Romance of the Three Games. Thanks for joining me. This week we're beginning off by starting with Act 5 of Wu's Musou mode, The Fall of Wei. Looks like we're going to be taking on Cao Cao for serious now. We'll start off by looking at this cutscene.
That Cao Cao. He holds the Emperor hostage and abuses Han authority for personal gain.
Yes, he is a very dangerous man, able to change the course of history. However, Cao Cao can only thrive in chaos. He will fall when our kingdom of Wu restores the peace.
Hooray! So the plan is to go and take on Cao Cao's Northern Empire by the looks of it. No easy task, but they seem to think it can be done. Let's see what the story says. Here, so we've won at Chibi, very good. Wei's forces are far from finished. They've quickly replenished their numbers and they're ready for another assault. Okay, so the Battle of Chibi had no outcome, very good. So what have we got here? We've got Heifei Castle, one of the southern bases of Cao Cao's forces. The Wu Empire historically spent a lot of effort trying to invade Heifei Castle. I think that's going to be one of the battles in this act. Looks like first we're going to be attacking Fan Castle, which could be interesting. Famously, it was Guan Yu who attacked Fan Castle, and actually, well, he was defeated, really. He managed to inflict heavy casualties on Cao Cao's forces over the course of the Fan Castle campaign, but his own army was destroyed as well. Anyway, we're going to start off with the Siege of Fan Castle. It's a special stage where you have to use siege weapons in order to make it possible for yourself to get inside the castle, so we have to be quite careful. As you can see here, I am changing character because Sun Shangjiang is both too powerful and got bored of playing as her, so I'm switching to Zhuo Tai. I've already trained him up a little bit, unlocked a couple of outfits. They all look pretty badass. He's kind of like a samurai type character, samurai out of history sort of thing. I went with this one because it has a funky face mask. So I just need to set up the equipment and then we'll get started. As I said, this battle is all about protecting siege engines from enemy ambush troops. As you can see in the middle of the map there's a castle and you can't get inside. The enemy commander's in there, so to win we have to find a way to get inside the castle. So you have to be a little bit careful with protecting siege engines. The objective is to defeat Cao Ren. He's somewhere inside. We've got a number of morale 4 units around the outside of the castle. The enemy's morale isn't too much higher. They've got some morale 5 ones on the inside, and then Xu Huang there we're going to have to be a little bit careful with. Basically, they have some officers outside who will defeat our siege engines if we don't take out those officers fairly quickly. So my first priority when I was playing was to rush over to where Xu Huang is and take him out. So that would mean the west side is fairly secure.
The enemy is entrenched in the castle. They will most likely send small units to destroy our siege weapons.
Well, Lu Meng said it. Right, here we are fighting with Xu Huang. Actually, because I was kind of unused to playing as Zhuo Tai when I filmed this level, it actually kind of sucked initially. You can see I'm getting my tiny kicked fairly hard by all these bodyguards. Luckily my own bodyguards are doing an okay job of protecting me. We get a message here saying siege ramp has arrived at the west gate. Basically, the siege engines are just these kind of big wooden things on the map, and they just kind of roll around independently as if they're kind of self-conscious, and go and sit next to the castle wall. And if they just sit there for ages, they eventually decide to actually deploy and allow you to get inside the castle. But it takes a really long time for them to decide to make that deployment, so you have to, in theory, protect them during that time. Looks like Xu Huang is going down. So that's the west side, fairly secure.
Magnificent strength.
Looks like I've impressed Xu Huang with my magnificent strength. Very nice. I'll get his number later. So now I can jack his horse, which is pretty useful, and rush over to the other side of the map to fight with Zhen Ji. Here's the siege ramp on the left. You can see Zhen Ji is really womping on the siege ramp. But I need to take her out, otherwise that ramp's going to go down and give me one less chance to get inside the castle. Get a whole ton of bodyguards, but I'm going to slash my way through them, disperse them with my Musou, and then try and take out the officer himself. We can see at the bottom we're getting messages like Wei ambush party appeared. Basically little bunches of troops belonging to Cao Ren's unit, keep appearing all over the map in order to attack your siege engines. And there goes the siege ramp, it was just destroyed. So that's one less opportunity to get inside the castle, unfortunately. Luckily the siege ramps on the west side are still doing okay, although they are being attacked right now. We have catapults on the north and south side, which are both being attacked right now as well. Genji is now down, but I'm going to have to deal with all the other siege engine problems, because now the east side doesn't really matter anymore, because there's no siege engines left, so I don't really care what the enemy does on this side of the castle. Here I am back at the southern catapults. We get a message here saying the siege ramp at the west gate has been destroyed now as well. There is still one more siege ramp at the west gate. Lu Meng's getting a little bit annoyed that we keep losing stuff, so he decides to move up his command post right up to the castle. A little bit dangerous perhaps, but we are running out of troops, so I guess he had to. So I moved over to the west side now to try and defend the last ramp. It's around here somewhere. There's a whole bunch of Cao Ren's ambush troops are just wandering around, so I had to take them out first. Starting to gain morale, and finally the siege ramp actually gets set up at the west gate, so now there was a way into the castle. The enemy loses morale at this site, and I decided that I wasn't going to waste any time. I'm just going to storm right into the castle and see if I can start doing some damage. Rode my horse up the ramp like a total boss, slashed my way into the castle. I wasn't really sure where to go once I got in, so I decided to just ride it randomly. I rode down these stairs into the centre of the castle, and look who it is, it's Zhuo. And he wants to duel. Fair enough, let's do it. I can take out a high morale enemy officer without fighting any of his troops, then fine, very good. Zhou Tai is pretty damn cool about this. Let's see how I do in this duel. Looks like Zhuo isn't particularly strong. I am able to actually take his health off, unlike with some previous duels we've seen. He's actually going down pretty easy on those things. He hasn't managed to hit me yet. Did I speak too soon? No, I managed to kill him with a perfect record. Very good.
Oh no, I lost!
He's a little bit annoyed about losing, but he'll be back later on anyway. There we go, that's a duel won. How jovial. I decided to keep riding, look for more enemy officers to kill, wasn't too interested in killing his troops. And here's Sima Yi, let's see what he wants to do with me. No, he wants to duel as well, okay. He always makes the first move. He's a very forward gentleman. Let's see if Zhou Tai is liberal enough to deal with his forwardness.
Undisciplined.
He has some very cool duel animations there. Anyway, let's see how I do against Sima Yi. 2 duels for the price of 1 right here. He's really blocking my sword with that set of feathers he's holding. Impressively strong feathers. Still managing to get some pretty good damage in on him though. Oh god, he shot me with some lasers. That's the advantage of these strategist characters, is although their weapon is just a fan and it's not massively effective, they can shoot lasers. As you can see, he's exploiting there, which is a very useful ability indeed. Luckily it triggered my Musou and I was able to basically finish him off. There we go. Indeed. So now half the enemy army inside the castle, in fact 2/3 of the enemy army inside the castle has just been completely decimated in terms of morale, which means my units will now inevitably push through towards Cao Ren. So victory is becoming inevitable at this stage. The way ambush parties are still appearing, I don't know what they hope to achieve, we're already in the castle. We've got a message here saying an enemy convoy appeared. Lucian suggests going and taking out this supply unit that's appeared, so I decided I would. Unfortunately, the east gate and the east siege ramps were not there, so I couldn't escape through the east. I had to go round the south side. Here's the supply captain. He's right in front of the castle. I just need to take him out right now. Oh no, too late. I thought maybe he wouldn't disappear until he actually got inside the castle, but no, he disappears when he's inside the gatehouse. All the enemy troops around me suddenly disappear. The east gate closes, and now I'm in a little bit of trouble. I'm kind of stuck with Cao Ren, miles out from all of my allied forces. So I really fell for a little ruse here on behalf of the game. Pretty annoying. I decided at first just to attempt to fight through this, but it seems that Cao Ren is pretty powered up. So I decided in the end that I was actually going to have to take out a whole bunch of enemy troops and try and get some of my allied troops to move up with me to distract Cao Ren. Here I am a little bit later taking out a gate captain inside the castle, so that enemy troops inside the castle will stop respawning. This will make it easier for my troops to get over to Cao Ren and help me out. I got a little closer to Cao Ren. For some reason he didn't see me, so I was able to bombard him and his little group of guards with arrows for a bit, so I thought I'd just take that opportunity. He obviously doesn't mind. This little guy on the left showed up and I thought, what's he doing? And he alerted me to the fact that there were actually enemy troops attacking me while I was firing that bow, so I guess that shows how effective the enemy troops were, that they could stop me from doing that. So here we are a little bit later. You can see I'm fighting Cao Ren, but this time I've got tons of blue troops helping me out to distract him. All of my bodyguards, incidentally, are actually trapped outside the castle. You can just about see them on the battle map on the right hand side. They're standing outside the east gate. Because when I fell for that little ambush with the supply captain, basically the east gate opens as you approach. I went in, and then the sort of supply captain event disappearing thing happened. The gate closed, and my bodyguards got very confused by this opening and closing of the gate and decided to just stand outside the castle for the rest of the battle rather than come round to the south gate, which was open, and join me inside the castle. But it was a little bit annoying, so I had to do this without them. It's kind of as if they're dead, only I'm still going to get the experience for them being alive. A little bit annoying. Anyway, you can see I fought Cao Ren up these stairs, pushing him out onto the walls now. Taking out the last of his bodyguards, he's beginning to get totally isolated. Shouldn't be much longer until the victory is mine. Zhuo had that pretty cool move where he kicks someone into the air, jumps up and slashes down at them. But I have been struggling to get it to hit. A lot of the cool aerial assault things seem to be quite difficult to actually use. Oh, didn't do it that time either. Alright, Cao Ren, go down. He's still struggling. Finish him with the Musou. Zhuo has an interesting Musou in that it doesn't move as you're using it. So only it's only really effective against very strong opponents who won't die instantly and be thrown away from your blade. I would say as a character he's pretty good. He's not the best because of his weird attack patterns. He doesn't move forward very much when he's attacking in any of his attacks. So it can be a little bit difficult to use in crowded situations. Anyway, we can see here the battle replay. I'm basically just running around the outside of the castle. Zhu Huang and Genji went down early on, and then I'm rushing back and forth to take out the ambush troops, which is what I'm doing here. Enemy morale is gradually dropping, although it's still very high. But then you see here I bust inside the castle, defeat those high morale enemy officers in duels, and suddenly the battle is very much on our side. Then all of the allied officers start closing in, and finally we go up onto the walls and defeat Cao Ren. Lovely jubbly. Let's see, I got a level 1 7-star sash. How completely useless. So some pretty bad items. A little bit of experience for Zhuo. He's going to get a little bit closer to ranking up next time. And my weapon leveled up. Hip hip hooray. The bodyguards are already at maximum experience, so it doesn't really matter that they're getting experience. Oh well, so it's time to move on to extreme mode. We're on mission 11. Getting fairly far in the game now. Mission 20 is a good standpoint for saying that you've got far. Once you get past mission 20, you've pretty much done okay. So what am I going to pick for this week's level? I was very interested by this middle one. It just said there is a bandit fortress here, and I just thought, well, I haven't seen that one before. I'll give that a go. So I'm going to do this special level against bandits, which will prove to be much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. We'll see in a moment. We can actually hire some bandits to fight on our side, which is quite curious. I thought that I'd do that just for the sake of irony. And also I bought the Eye of Heaven because it was very cheap. It detects hidden ambushes, and this is actually in fact going to come in useful in this stage. Let's get in there. So the stage is a series of these 5 strongholds with only a couple of enemy officers hanging around. But we'll see that's going to change soon enough. Now I have an extra item slot to use, so I need to pick what I'm going to fill it with. I went for the speed scroll. It's level 11, so that's going to make me run somewhat faster. Let's see, we've got 6 enemy officers on the field to begin with. A couple of them are just called lieutenant, as you can see on the right, and there's also lots of subordinate lieutenants. So I guess they ran out of names to give to the officers and just started calling them lieutenant. Yeah, I don't really know what that's about. But there's a couple of enemy officers on the field which were not highlighted on the battle map, which we'll find out about later on. So first things first, I started off as usual already being attacked, because the game always likes to be cheeky and catch you off guard right at the beginning. So I just needed to take out some of these troops. I believe they belong to the enemy commander, and this lieutenant attacking me is one of the subordinate officers of the enemy commander. All I have to do is take him out. You can see my lady guards are around me, giving me a little bit of help. Fortunately, it was pretty damn easy for me to take out these officers. Easy money. It's very disappointing that my health bar looks so empty now that it's really long. A couple of stages back it looked like it was full, but then once I equipped the Pico gun it now looks really empty, so I was hoping to find some health during this stage. We'll see whether I do. Well, obviously I'm always hoping to find some health. Liu Bei kill steals the second lieutenant who was around, which is pretty annoying. I think Liu Bei is actually going to kill steal me quite a few times during this stage if I remember correctly. I actually played this stage a very long time ago. Anyway, the Eye of Heaven detects an ambush party, which is very useful. So there's some sort of ambush lined up in this castle, and I was wondering, like, can I do anything about it? Can I avoid it? Can I counter ambush? But no, it just happens 10 seconds later. 2 enemy officers spawn in, I believe. I think they're only subordinate officers, but annoying nonetheless to just come out of the blue. Here come 2 of them now. It's Yan Liang and Lei Tong, sorry. Needed to take them on both simultaneously, decided to draw them over to me. They had a special type of troop, the Amazon Sorceress units, which at first I just thought, okay, I'll just ignore them. But these ladies are going to prove to be pretty damn inconvenient. You can see, well, if you look very closely, that they can throw magic elemental lumps of various kinds, which will do whatever the element effect is to you. So these ones in the background are using poison element on me, poison and non-elemental, I believe, or is that ice? I can't tell. And you can see I'm actually getting pretty much owned by this, because they can attack faster than I can fall over and get up. So they were very cheekily doing heavy damage to me there. Get into a weapon deadlock with Lei Tong. Can I take him down? Yes, I can. Looks like it's time to finish off Lei Tong. Very good. And it looks like the Lady Guards took out all those Amazon Sorceresses as well. So pretty useful. Oh, there's a whole bunch more of them in the background. There's like 10 more. Don't like the look of that. Luckily, Yang Liang is on the edge. Liu Bei kill steals me with his Musou, so that's the second time he kill stole me. I don't remember how many more times he's going to do that, but it might be a lot. Oh, they're distracted by a few boxes in the background there. Well, you have to forgive me for that. So now it just was the sorceress to deal with. I ran over to hit them. Oh, they all hit me simultaneously. I'm taking some really serious damage in this stage. It's getting pretty annoying, especially right at this point in the stage. Here are some more. They managed to hit me again. And again. Again. Yeah, these people were pretty damn annoying to take down. Those elemental attacks were just too inconvenient. Anyway, moving on now. I'm trying to move out of this fortress. The lieutenant was at the gate. But we're actually going to just storm through his troops. Me and Liu Bei, absolutely annihilating him. You can see Liu Bei is desperately trying to go for the kill steal as well. I didn't really want to let him get it. He is being incredibly cheeky at the moment, that Liu Bei. Don't know who he thinks he is, but he obviously doesn't understand weapon experience. And oh god, he actually got it. He did kill steal me. You absolute nonce. Oh well. Who needs weapon experience anyway? Or normal experience for that matter. Right, so we moved on outside the castle and Zhuo was standing around. So for the second time in this episode we're going to do a little bit of wompage on Zhuo. This time he was less eager to get into a fight and had a lot of very inferior troops guarding him who were basically dropping like flies. Looks like he is doing a good job of blocking my kill everything attacks though. So good for him. Obviously it won't last long because the fewer troops he has left, the more focus I'm going to put on him. And eventually I'm just going to do something like this and start really womping him down. Oh god, he is blocking pretty well. He really doesn't want to be hit. Oh, now he's surrounded on all sides. He's in a little bit of trouble. Lu Bu is beginning to ramp up the momentum. Once he starts killing, he will never stop. There we go. Lovely. I've used about half the stage time so far and only gone about a fifth of the stage's size, which is annoying. There you go, I found a meat bun in the second castle. There's not much else in the second castle. There was an officer who I took out. Now I only have 5 minutes left, and this is actually getting a little bit challenging. It took me 2 minutes to get over to the penultimate fortress, and now I was actually getting pretty damn worried about the time limit. I have 2 minutes to get through these enemy officers, break into the last enemy stronghold, and take out the commander. And I was thinking I might actually fail this mission because the time limit expires if I don't hurry up. So I started ignoring enemy troops. I was taking out enemy troops as I went along. I decided to just start completely ignoring them, just focus on officers for now. So I take out Bian Shi here, Now I just start running towards the enemy main camp. The enemy main camp was closed and was guarded by a lieutenant, so I had to take out this guy to get in. I finally take him out, but unfortunately I've only got 1 minute and 20 something seconds left to go and kill the enemy commander, so things are really getting a little bit tight. I decided to just completely rush in, just running through the enemy camp, avoiding all the archers that were around the gate. I rushed over the command stage here. There's a bunch of archers at the back, dodge around them. Here comes the enemy commander, and he's guarded by a lieutenant who is powered up for some reason, so we've got a couple of difficult enemy officers, and I have 1 minute remaining to take them out. Absolutely decimating their bodyguard units here with some massive attacks. Unfortunately for me, there were a whole bunch of archers in the background who were firing into this scenario, who are going to keep staggering me with their arrows. Oh, the bandit leader gets a fairly good hit on me there, and again, trigger my Musou, managed to take out his little lieutenant. He drops an item, very nice of him. And now I'm actually a little bit closer to victory after all that hacking. In all that hacking, I didn't realise I'd actually almost killed the bandit leader. And there we go, I killed him with something like 30 seconds remaining. So that was a pretty damn time efficient mission. I think I did everything I possibly could have in the time available. Anyway, let's see what sort of stuff we get. Oh my god, a level 12 tiger amulet. Well, that is basically a gift from heaven. That is the item I've been wanting the entire game. So in the next stage, Lu Bu is going to be damn powerful. We'll see how powerful he turns out to be next time. Also got an upgrade to the horned helm. Not massively useful because I don't own any horses, but when I do, that's a potentially useful addition. A little bit of experience, much less than I would have got if Liu Bei wasn't kill stealing me the entire time. And a fair chunk of weapon experience, again, less than I think I deserved. We've got a whole ton of money on this stage, nearly 5,000, so now I have nearly 40,000 in total, pretty damn good. Anyway, it looks like we're moving on to Empires mode now, so let's not hang around. First I have to pick my new policy. Got a very boring one with Sun Quan in the middle, looking for officers and fast heal. Don't really know what fast heal does, so I wasn't too confident about that. Decided to just go for the boring get money, get troops option, because money and troops are always useful. My lieutenants are still lacking in troops, but my generals are doing okay. As you can see on the right, playing as Wen Chou, that is not a mistake. I am going to be playing as Wen Chou in this stage. This was a special request actually. Someone ages ago, sort of 5 or 6 episodes back, asked me to play as one of the lieutenants instead of Yanmei, but unfortunately I filmed like 6 episodes simultaneously and I've just been gradually releasing them because I've been away for a long time. So this is the first time in like over a month that I've actually made a new episode, so hopefully I'll remember what actually happens in these battles. I've been trying to remember. Anyway, so I've got Wen Chou selected as the player character, and as you can see we are attacking Luoyang, the stronghold of Dong Zhuo. You might remember that Yanmei was defeated when she tried to do this as part of the coalition, so now we're going to do this as part of our own army. The army I've brought is almost it's very similar actually in size to the coalition army, so that's a good sign to begin with. Unfortunately, playing as Wen Chou may or may not cause some issues, we'll find out. Decided to pick some items to power up this largely inferior character. He's got increased attack and increased attack range from the wind scroll, which is very good. Let's see, Yanmei herself is guarding the main camp. Yu Mi started with low morale, which was already a bad sign, so if Yu Mi isn't confident, then I wasn't feeling very confident either. The enemy officers start with pretty high morale, so to begin with I'm going to need to hold off the enemy officers on my own, or otherwise my own officers are going to get taken down. Luckily the map is very linear and easy, so I rushed inside Hulao Gate and started looking around. There's a whole bunch of enemy troops, and they started surrounding me and staggering me. You can see my weapon range is massive. My sword has a little kind of beam coming out the end, which is making it much longer than it would be otherwise. Then Lu Bu shows up, which is always annoying. I decided to run away a little bit. I didn't really want to take on Lu Bu in the middle of all those enemy troops. Managed to isolate that Lieutenant General and take him out, which is pretty good. At this stage I was still kind of experimenting with what sort of attacks Wen Chou had. His Musou is very similar to Huang Zhong's, which I actually don't like. It has a, I don't know, it's just difficult to hit enemy troops with it. And right at the end he pauses for a moment, which gives you the opportunity to be counter-attacked. You can see I'm already down into the red health, something must have hit me there. And surrounded by enemy officers, so I'm in a little bit of trouble right at the beginning. I decided to run out of the gate and see what would happen. Diao Chan decided to chase me, so now I'm using all of my dodging skills to avoid her running attacks which she's using. I think Hua Xiong's chasing me there as well. So I am very much being pressured by these enemy officers. Hua Xiong gets distracted by some of the allied troops. Diao Chan almost kills me there, but I managed to trigger my Musou just in time and take her out. Well, of course she gets straight back up again because my Musou does absolutely no damage, which is a bit of a problem. She smacks me around the face and now I'm on even lower health. Oh, she smacks me again. Oh god, I've got no health at all. Okay, now we're in some serious trouble. Half my Musou attacks miss her because they're so weird. And Zhang Bao is defeated up at the gate. So I guess that's Lu Bu over there doing his stuff, taking out all of my allied officers. Not very good. So at this point I wasn't going to take any more chances, so I decided to fall right back to one of the allied bases because you can restore health there. And sure enough there was some health sitting around, so I picked that up. Now I'm not in such a bad condition. Diao Chan decided to follow me, so now I have the opportunity to take her out inside my own base, which is pretty useful. I'm going to have all these base troops helping me out. Of course it's going to take a long time to kill her because her health goes down so slowly with each attack. Now that doesn't make it impossible. You can see basically that when you decide to play as a character who's not the one you've trained up throughout the Empires mode, especially later in the game as I am now, things suddenly get quite difficult. Yanmei herself is actually defeated at the gate as well, so things are really going downhill over at the gate, so I knew I had to get back there and try and help everyone out. I managed to hit Diao Chan into our own supply territory, which means when I kill her, as I just did, we're actually going to capture her. Pretty useful. And at the same time, Yu Mi's forces begin their advance, so two pieces of good news, although bad news that Dong Zhuo's reinforcements are about to show up. So now it looks like it's up to me and Yu Mi to charge into the gate and try and deal with what I only assume is Lu Bu. Here he is, he picks me up the end of his spear and smashes me through his own troops. So there we go, there goes 2/3 of my health within the first 3 seconds of the engagement. That's not good news, and there's tons of enemy troops around, including a couple of lesser enemy officers as well. I can't even see what's going on here, there are so many enemy troops. All I know is I'm about to die. So I decided to run back out of the gate for the second time. Lu Bu looks like he's been baited to follow me. Oh god, there's 3 enemy officers in this group of enemy troops. Luckily Wen Chou has a really good 5th level charge attack where he kind of sends shockwaves out of his sword, which then combined with the lightning orb shock all of the enemy troops on the way, which was pretty damn useful. However, it's pretty hard to do 5 attacks in a row in order to use your 5th level charge, because you're being hit by so many enemies. I get Lu Bu back to my base into a weapon deadlock, and we draw. That was pretty lucky. Probably could have killed me if we hadn't drawn. Lu Bu gets distracted by some of my archers and this Lieutenant General, who just doesn't really give a damn at first. He just had his back to him. But now Lu Bu has no morale, and he's trapped way out of his supply line. If I can take him out here, Lu Bu will be captured, and this battle will basically be over already, because I'll just win from this point onwards, thanks to my allied officers. Doing some pretty serious damage, got him down to like half health. We saw there the enemy got a whole ton of troop reinforcements, but I don't care so much about that. They can have their troops if they want. I'm going to take out their officers, which is far more useful. Fighting up this hill, oh god, he gets a hit on me with this massive weapon range. Managed to trigger my Musou before he absolutely annihilates me there, so now, there we go, do a little bit of damage to him. He's on fire as well, which is always a good thing for Lu Bu. Oh god, he hacked through a ton of my troops. Oh no, oh no, oh no, he triggered his Musou, which killed me in 1 hit. Oh dearie me. And then those peasants in the background ran up, thinking, oh, they just killed the general, now I'll have a go. They were pretty ballsy. Anyway, so it was a defeat. Wen Chou was captured somehow. Even though he was in our own territory when he died. So we failed to get the province, and we lose some troops. So this is pretty bad news. I think we lose Wen Chou. They might give him back, I'm not sure. Do they give him back? They might have just said on the screen while I was looking away. I know we don't get him back. We don't get him back. I think he's gone now. Oh well, so how am I going to deal with this? I've just lost the major part of my force and a ton of troops, and I've wasted a turn and a bunch of items. So Yanmei is going to really have to pull her finger out next time and pull off something pretty good if she's going to have any chance of taking over China. We'll see how she does next time on Romance of the 3 Games.